Okay, I couldn't remember if I had this set up to go to. Oh, I got turn that off. Got an echo. Kill that first things first. Go there secondly, and it looks like my audio is being picked up by my camera. Okay, seriously. Um, I see Tony Wallows in the chat. Rick Lakes, Darren Gilholm, Parker Morris, Robert Michael. I'm trying to figure my audio out real quick. Let me check something over here. Out real quick. Let me check something over here. Out real quick. Let me check. This gives me the echo, but I guess that's going to work. Okay. Daily Davinci. Daily Davinci Debacle. November 1st, 2022. I apologize for the hour delay, but Mrs. K had to be at work early today, and she still almost didn't make it on time. Alex can tell you that story later tonight. Wintermute joins us in chat. Let's go ahead and fire up DaVinci Resolve. At least that's what we should be looking at, since that's the name of the show, DaVinci Daily DaVinci. Where do I want to go from here? Well, I think I'll continue working on this one. I've got 5 map projects going, which is just basically start, improve, change, whatever. I do have a world map right, or that is the world. Yeah, it says map of the United States, but that's the world. I'm going to briefly look at it because I don't remember what I did in there. If anything, I did something, obviously, and I've rendered it out at least once. I don't see anything in there. I think maybe that's because there's nothing there. I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing. Well, actually, there is something in there. Let's go see what this is all about. Oh, this will be a good one. I'll use this. This will actually be really good to use. Because this actually will help me to explain what I was doing wrong on this. I watched a tutorial that it was in 3-dimensional, and I don't necessarily need it to be in 3-dimensional. I was working on trying to get something to work and couldn't figure out why I couldn't get it to work. Well, I figured out why I couldn't get it to work was I'm trying to do something with a 2-dimensional mind in a 3-dimensional world, and it wasn't necessarily needed to be 3D. Not right now, anyway. Maybe at some point in time I will go back and make it 3-dimensional, but right now I do not. So what I did was I disconnected this and I disconnected that, and then pretty much got rid of all this in here, with the exception of, I think I did keep the background, and I'll show you why I did that in a minute. So we'll throw this over here. We'll bring this up over there. We'll connect this to here so that we get an idea of what we're dealing with. I can work with this, I think. I think this is going to be easier. This is in 1200 by 715, and I want it to be 1920 by 1080. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here and add a background node. Doesn't really matter where you put it. We're going to go into the background node. Over here, we're going to go into image. We're going to uncheck the auto resolution, and we're just going to make it 1920 by 1080, like that. And then we're going to disconnect this. We're going to reconnect that. We're going to reconnect that. And now we have a 1920 by 1080. Supposedly that's what this is. But why it's not showing the image, I don't know. Because I know there's an image there. At least I thought there was an image there. Maybe there's an image there. Put that over there in viewer number 1. Split this. Yeah, there's an image there. I thought so. So I'm not real sure why it's not showing up over here. It should be. Oh, I know why. Because right now the background's black. I forgot to. No merge is needed. I need to go back into the background node right here, and I need to go into the color tab, and I need to bring the alpha from black. I need to turn it off, and I should have a image. Why is this not working? So we're going to disconnect that, reconnect this. I'm going to make sure this works. Okay, that works. That's cool. That's a good thing. At least I know that's functioning. So now, theoretically, take the background and put it into the input. Let's try it this way. Put this into here. Put this into here. Is that going to put me a merge? No, it didn't. It does. Yep, needed a merge. Still not awake. Okay, cool. So now, got that. Jump back over here, and that looks good. I can work with this for now since this is just what it is. Now we're going to draw some roots in there, and we're going to use a paint mode node right here. We're going to bring this down and connect it between the media and the merge. As soon as it changes colors, you can let go and it's connected. Or you can actually do it the long way, bring it down, disconnect, reconnect, and all that. This is just real simple to do. So now I'm in paint node 2, paint node, and I don't want to do anything there yet. What I do want to do is I want to get rid of something. I can't remember which one. Let's bring this over here, and we're going to take the paint node. We're going to turn on the ellipse. We're going to go from somewhere over in this neck of the woods to somewhere over here in this neck of the woods. And I'm going to take the curve spline right here, modify it. I want to curve this, and we're going to just make this go way up here like that, which is indication of a flight, I guess. And we're going to change the color, and we're going to change the size. Go into brush controls. After we change the color, we're going to go into brush controls. We're going to change the size, and we're going to not get the size to change. Yay, that's just wonderful. I just love it when things work so well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lock that in. I don't want to make any more changes to that, so I'm going to lock that in. That is now locked. I'm still on the paint node. I want to go to the modifier, and then I'm going to change the size. And you can see over in the second one, it actually is changing the size right here. So let's close that and bring this more into play. Can I zoom this? Oh, sure I can. So we can change this color to anything we want. If we move this out of our way, you can see the color's going to change. Let's go with, I don't know, orange maybe. No, can't have orange on orange. Let's go with a blue color. And we'll say okay. Now we're going to bring the size down. That looks pretty cool right there. Now we're going to get rid of that line. Hi, Rick. We're just going to click on this arrow up here, makes the line go away. So there's our initial flight pattern from somewhere on the west coast to somewhere on the east coast. So now what I want to do is I want to add animation. And we've pretty much covered this a couple different times. So you go into your stroke controls over here. You're still in the paint, and you're on poly stroke number 2, which is interesting because I've only got one. And if you take the right on and do this, it writes it on. It's just a cheap way of animating the what's going on. So to do that, you can start at 0. You can start wherever you want. So I'm going to start at frame 30 right here, and I'm going to take the right on back to 0, which I already have it there. It's real important you remember to keyframe this, because what I was doing last night, I was like, oh, I go to 30, I go to 180 right here and move it, blah, blah, blah. I go to play it and nothing. And I'm like, okay, what did I do wrong? I've done this 3 times already. Why can't I do this? Well, that's because I kept forgetting to keyframe it. So I'm going to keyframe it right there. I'm going to go up to frame number 180 right here. And it doesn't have to be precise. I'm going to grab the right on tool. I'm going to bring it over there, and it automatically keyframes it. So if we jump back over here to play this, take it back to the beginning, and hit play. There we go. And at keyframe 30 it starts, and at keyframe 180 it ends. Good. So that's cool. Now we're going to jump back to Fusion. There are a couple ways to go to Fusion. You can right click here and go up to Open in Fusion. You can click on the Fusion tab, as broad as it is long, unless you make it a Fusion clip, and then you have to right click and do it. So there's step number 1. Now let's add a shadow. And this is where I was running into all kinds. Oh, I just had a message pop up behind me. I wonder what that was. Probably not there. Nope, it's not. That was cool, but I saw something. Now let's put the shadow in. So we're going to go back to the paint node. We're going to reopen the spline. We're going to go to the same general area as here, and the same general area as here. And we're going to go to the curve again, and we're going to try to mimic this to this as best we can without actually putting it directly over the top of it. So that looks pretty good right there. And while we're still in that, we're going to lock that one in as well. Get rid of the line and check our color. And if this goes like it's been going, oh, I got it right. Yay, we're going to change this to black. Solid black line like that is too dark for a shadow maybe. I can adjust it here, try to get the shadow like that, or I can do it somewhere else with the opacity. So I'm going to do it today like this. That looks all right. We're going to hit OK. And then we're going to do the same thing. While we're here, we're going to go to frame 30. And we're going to bring the right on all the way back down. Go up to frame 180. Do the same thing again. Take the right on and take it out. So now when we play this, go back to the beginning. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did I not keyframe that? Oh, wow. I just showed you guys not to do that, and I just did it again. So we're going to do this all over again, boys and girls. Go to We'll go to 30. Bring it back. Keyframe it. I would say something that go to 180 and then slide it back out, and it's keyframed. Now if we play this backwards, they both go away, and if we play it, they have at the same time. Oh yeah, Jeff, quite frankly, I know they're thick, and there's also a couple things else that I need to point out as well. The bigger I get this, the more Let's get this to a point where that'll work right there. So yes, they are thick. And it also, if you'll notice, the black line is actually on top of the blue line. And you want it to be a shadow, so you really want it to not be there. Now, how you change that is you go into modifiers and you figure out which one it is first, which in this case, I believe it is polystroke line number 3. So I'm going to get rid of the lines, go to polystroke line number 3. Now, how I've been verifying this is I simply go into the color tab, move it out of the way, and I change a color, and the color's changing, so I know I got the right one. So I cancel that. Then I wanted that one. This is not right. It should be, let's grab this one, bring it down to a blank area, and now it's underneath polystroke number 3. So therefore, now you'll see the change that this, a while ago it looked like the black was on top. Now the black is underneath. So if we were to jump back over here to this page and blow this up, and play it, kind of following along, kind of looks like a shadow. It is kind of thick. And now the black line clearly is underneath this, which is the way it should be, because a shadow can never be on top of what you're doing. So let's change the thickness of the line. Go back into Paint 2 node, go into modifiers. We know that we want this one, and we want to change the size. Oops, we don't want that one. So double click that, puts it back to where it was. We'll change the size on that one too. So let's bring this down a little bit. It's about like that maybe. 0047. That looks pretty good. So now we'll go into this one and see if I got the right one. I do not have the right one. So why is this giving me such a pain this morning or this afternoon? Oh, this is cool. I had this problem the other day too, so I want to cancel that. I want to double click on this one, double click on that one, double click on that one. There we go. Now that one should be it. That's indicating that it's black. We'll double check that. And it is, because the green line, the black line changed green. So now we're going to change this size as well. And we'll go with, what would I say, 0046. That'll be the same. But now it looks like I would have to go in and make some adjustments. And I do, because the points are off. So that's not good. And I have yet to figure out how to modify these lines. By modify, I just mean extend them or change them or alter them. So I'm going to try to do that. We'll go back into Fusion. I'm going to stop it right there. We'll go, oh, we're in Fusion. So I'm going to go back to the Paint node. Oh, I'm in the Paint node. I'm on polyline number 3. So I really want to change that. So I'm going to unlock it. And then I'm going to grab it right here. I just want to basically move this out a little bit, but I don't think that's doing it. Okay, so that was that one. Yeah, that's interesting. Even though I'm on polyline number 3, it grabbed polyline number 2. So let's go back to this one. See if I can grab this one. Oh, I got to unlock it. So it's unlocked. And then 0047. That's the right one. 0046. There we go. Go to polystroke number 3. Change the size. Yeah, got the right one now. 0046. Let's make it 0045. There we go. Now can I bring this down to here? And again, it grabs the first one. So this, I struggle with this. I'm going to go to this one and unlock it again. That's going to be my T-5. Thank you, Tony. Turn that off. Should be a simple way of doing this, and I just not figured it out. That's probably going to be what I'm going to do this afternoon, is figure out how to do this. So I click on that, and I grab the arrow, and I bring it down here. It's still extending this one. The question is it really truly extending this one? And I don't think it is. It doesn't look like it's doing anything. So now, if we wanted to, we can go back over here to this one, and then we can add text. We know that. Anything else you can do as well in here. We'll just move it over here, and we'll bring it up. Change the color to, oh, interesting. It's not changing the, oh yeah, it is changing the color. Just got to bring that. Oh, that's the background. Why is it changing the background? Because I'm on background. Oh, duh. So I want the background to stay the same. I want to go to text, change the text color in here, and the color's fine. Change the font. We already know about Wingdings 3. If you change the font, you can take this out and then go with I. That's pretty cool. Oh, I'm on Wingdings, not Wingdings 3. I go to Wingdings 3. Go up here. I. And I'm pretty sure there's a way I can bend those as well. Go back to here. Open this in Fusion. Go to frame 30. You guys seeing a trend yet? Take this back to here. Keyframe it. Now you notice I don't have anything else in here. Just have to go off what little bit of memory I still have left. Go to 180. Bring it up. Go back here. Take it to the beginning. Hit play. And there you go. So I'm thinking I don't need that last arrow, so I'll just take it out. And then I'm thinking I want to move that over just a tad bit to the there, because now it looks like the arrows start and end about where they should. So that's that. Simple text, pretty easy. What do the icons next to Polystroke 3 and 2 do? Icons, I'm not following what he's saying. He's saying icons next to Polystroke 2 and 3. Let me go look at that. This is a good example of, you've got to open this now in the Fusion page. Go to the modifiers, go to the paint, icons. I'm not sure I follow him. Are you talking about the controls and settings? Let me see how this looks in here now. Why is that not playing? That's interesting. Go back to the beginning, hit play. Da, 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 da. All right, that's cool. I'll try to figure out what he means by icons later. I'm going to go back into here. I'm going to go back into this one. I'm going to wrap this up in just a second. 4 icons to the right of the poly. 4 icons to the right of the poly. Open in Fusion. Go into Paint. Talking about these versions, you can pin something, you can lock it, and you can reset it. So I'm going to guess if I hit reset, everything I got keyframed goes away. So if I play this now, no black line because I reset it. Now let's see if Control Z is truly my friend. I Control Z'd it, and truly my friend is not Control Z because it made it go away. So that's what that one's for. Then that makes sense. So if I get rid of polystroke number 2, I have nothing. As far as the other ones go, versions, I don't know. 6 different versions. Let's pick this up tomorrow at polystroke 2 versions, and we'll see where that goes. No, I think the way you select it, actually, I'm going to do this real helterly-skelterly, super fast because I am at 26 minutes, and I really don't want to go over half hour. So we're going to put a point there. We're going to put a point down here in stealth mode's neck of the woods. We're going to grab the bender. We're going to bend it. Well, I said we're going to do that, so we're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of that. And try that again. So we'll go over here from Jose down to stealth mode. You can grab it right here and bend it this way. You don't have to go get the bender, the modifier, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna make this flight go like stupid crazy, like to there. We're gonna lock it, get rid of the lines. We'll go into the modifier. We'll change the color. I like purple. Makes me think of Prince. Go down to here. Go to frame 20. Have it start a little sooner. Right on. Have it go a little longer out to frame 200. Write it on. Oh, don't like that. That's fine. Take this back to the back. Hit play. That's better. It was the size of the line. Now, to me, 008 looks a little messy. So I'm going to play it in here and see what it looks like. Yeah, it still looks messy. So I want to make a real quick adjustment on that and open that in the Fusion page. In that, I want to make sure you're in the paint. Make sure you go to modifiers. I believe it should be good if I just start with the size here. Yeah. So I'm going to go with, I think I liked 46 pretty good. 46. Nah, that's too big. Let's go with 35 maybe. That it still looks a little off, but that's that one. So we're done with that. I believe it's stroke 1, stroke 2, stroke 3. I don't know where stroke 4 comes in at. So we got it locked. I'm going to add the shadow real quick. Get it as close to this as you can. Get it as close to this as you can. But, before I do that, I want to actually bring it where I want it, which is right there. And then I want to bring this up here. And then I want to put the line right there. And I'm just going to, again, cheat and grab it. We're going to go up here. We're going to try to kind of sort of mimic it. You don't want it exactly, I don't think, because that looks silly. To me, I like it like right in there. After all, you're trying to mimic a shadow. Go to the color, see if that changes that. It does. Say okay. Bring the opacity down a little bit. Bring the softness down a little bit. and it kind of looks shadowy now. Change this, go to 30 or 20 or wherever I started. You don't have to do it the same every time. Remember to keyframe it. Go out here to 200. Yeah, sure. And write it on. There we go. Again, it looks like it's on top. If we were to go back and play this over here, and the black line is going to appear to be on top of the white or the purple line. And you just simply change that as I demonstrated a while ago by bringing the black line or your second one on underneath it. Go to modifiers, figure out which one it is. It's not that one. Is it this one? Nope. Nope. I'm going to say yep. But it's already underneath 4, so that should technically be under it. But we're going to bring 4 underneath it just to see what happens. And I can't do that. You can't do it in here, I don't think. Now, you have to be able to do that down here. Sometimes I get it to work. So I'm going to get rid of 3. I don't even know what 3 is. Probably something important. Apparently it was important. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. The line representing the flight might be a little narrower than the shadow it would cast. I don't know. Now you're starting to get into some Jose professional expert advice areas. What do you need to have bigger, the source or the shadow? I have no idea. And this is all just in the preliminary stages of something I'm putting together anyway. So thank you guys. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I am at 32 minutes now. I will see everyone tonight. 11 o'clock. She's working 8 hours today. And tomorrow, Daily Davinci should be back on time. Thanks, everyone. Greg says, I know what's wrong. Ask me. Greg's going to say, get rid of Davinci Resolve. Oh, by the way, Greg, thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. See ya.